This vehicle is the Chrysler K. It's an American Tier 8 heavy tank. This is the deal with the Advent calendar. This vehicle, I don't know the exact price yet. It's going to be around $40 that you can pay for in gold. It's a strong armored tank, and tanks that have strong armor usually have weaker penetration. In this case, it's 198, 260 with the gold rounds, and 53 with the HE. 198 is very low for penetration for a heavy tank. It's below the average, and it's one of the lowest. It might be the lowest for heavy tanks in Tier 8. Uh, Penetration of gold rounds at 260 is actually pretty good. It's not the best, but 260 is not that bad. 53 for HE is just kind of average. The amount of damage it does, 320, is kind of average. Nothing really special about it. In terms of the armor, the turret is 254, which is really good, and the lower plate is 150, or the hull, yeah, it's 152 is probably the upper plate. It's good. This will block damage, and you're not going to be able to penetrate much with the regular rounds. You might have to fire gold rounds to make the fight more fair. I'm not a big fan of playing this tank. It was very controversial. The reason why is because as it stands today, when it came out for a short period of time, it was worth playing, but it didn't last very long. And there's so many new tanks now that I think are better. There's better tanks for blocking armor, certainly better ones for doing damage. So we're going to go through. This is a super heavy style tank, the VK16801. This is great for blocking damage, also called the Mauerbrecher. I would recommend this, and then you've got the M6A2E1 Mutant. I would even recommend this over the Chrysler. In fact, I would say that the Chrysler's in the bottom half of heavy tanks. I would definitely recommend the Defender over the Chrysler. There's so many other tanks. E75 TS I prefer to play. I would say, get one of these double barrel guns or the Defender. I would rather play the IS-3A. The Bisante is nothing special, but I would rather play this than the Chrysler K. And it's like I said, I would say this is not high up on my list. If you want to play American tanks, if you want American premium tanks to level up crew, this is what your choice is: the Mutant, the Chrysler, the T26E5, the T34. I would say go for the Mutant. I would even recommend the T34. The regular round penetration on this is 248, and gold is 297, and HE is 60. I mean, the regular round penetration is almost as good as the gold rounds on the Chrysler K. And the turret is definitely similar. The only thing that's weak is the hull armor. The other thing about these Chryslers is that they do catch on fire easily because the engine is in the front. So you may need to have, I don't play with fire extinguishers, you may need to have crew for the engine, oil spillage, whatever it is. Or there is equipment, the Cyclone thing, I don't think it's for American tanks. I don't highly recommend this tank anymore. You can do damage block by armor missions with it. But I believe that there's a Tier 8 VK, which is a German tank, which is rear mounted. There's definitely Tier 9. I'm going to show you like the Tier 9. This one here. If there's a Tier 8 of these VKs, I'd recommend the Tier 8 VK instead of the Chrysler K. Okay, so like I said, not high up on the list. You're probably not going to get the Chrysler GF. It was a one-time thing. You see it's got that emblem on the front. And if you know the story, the guy, Sir Foch, he lost his community contributor account when this tank came out because he criticized it so much. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below.